Welcome, my friends, to the RP experience. Peace and love to my brothers and sisters out there. Good morning, by the way. Thanks for being here. Thank you for hitting the like button, subscribing, sharing, and turn on all notifications so you know when I have a whole new video up. Today's video is going to be kind of another fun one, but something I never really thought about. Because let me confess, I am an avid comic book reader. Well, I used to be. I used to definitely collect comic books. Not so much now. I think I pretty much stopped collecting them in I think like 2010 or 12 or something like that. Obviously, as the comic book started going up in price, being like $5 a comic book, I stopped doing it because I remember when they used to be like $2-3 max. I would get, especially if it's an annual and something major going on. Anyway, the subject today is we're talking about Spider-Man. One of my favorite Spider-Man movies, and for the longest time, it was my number one Spider-Man movie, was Spider-Man 2 with Tobey Maguire. Okay, I forget the name of the actress who played Mary Jane. There's a content creator that made this great take on Mary J. Watson that went totally over my head. And I think this happens a lot in society. Whereas when a man does the exact same thing, everybody will be on him. The men will and the women will. But when women do the same thing, short of having physical intimacy or straight kissing somebody, and even then sometimes it may go over the head. But however, I know you may be a little confused about what I'm talking about. So I'm going to start the video now, and then it will make more sense to you.
Mary Jane! I already expressed my love for Spider-Man in my previous video, but what I didn't tell y'all is there's one character from the Spider-Verse that I absolutely despise, solely because of how much they put Peter Parker through. It's not any diabolical evildoers like Green Goblin, Carnage, or worst of all, The Wall, but possibly worse, Mary Jane Watson from the 2002 Spider-Man movie. You're probably wondering why? What did she do that could be so bad? Well, I'm gonna show you. I'm going to go through every toxic and manipulative thing she did to Peter Parker, and not just him either, but all the men she was with. And by the end of this video, you'll finally understand why she's the most toxic woman ever.
Treat me like white teeth, don't get me dirty. Love on me.
Oh boy, yeah. First, I'm gonna start it off with the original Spider-Man movie, Spider-Man 1. You would expect this being the first movie for it to be a little more calm, but no, she's a bad person. So first thing we see from her is that she stops the bus for Peter. You know, very nice act, you know, selfless act. And you realize she's dating the bully. And that pretty much negates any act of kindness she does for Peter or anybody else who gets bullied by him. And it's like, oh, maybe she doesn't know. No, she knows. He does it right in front of her and she doesn't care. You think a little, Flash, stop, it's gonna do anything? Then after Peter gets his powers, we find out she doesn't have the best of dad, so it makes total sense now. And Peter, being the good guy that he is, you know, he just tries to chop it up with her to cheer her up a little. And it was working too. I mean, look at the face. You could tell she was falling in love.
I gotta go.
Or not.
And that's true. She was dating the bully. Now, actually, that kind of went over my head. And that happens a lot of times. When women will date the bad dude. They know that he bad, but yet I guess they think they can change them, or either is they is the danger and excitement. So that's why I rarely believe that thing when women say, I want a good guy to take care of me. Now, maybe they're serious about that when they get into their late 20s or 30s. But a lot of times when they are saying that and you're looking at their dating choices, it doesn't make sense. Of course, this is a movie, but I see this in real life sometimes. Seriously. Anyway.
And eventually she breaks up with Flash on graduation day of too, which is, yo, that's ruthless. That's like equivalent to telling your grandma she has cancer on her birthday. That's foul. But I can't lie, that's not the worst thing she's even done yet. Because then she gets with Peter's best friend, Harry. But him getting with MJ was probably the worst decision he made, because she does not care about him at all. So first thing she does is let Peter know that she's dating his best friend. And then she tells Peter, we should go out for lunch sometime. Don't tell Harry. Okay. Kinda really sus, but it's not cheap. I don't think people realize how messed up this kiss is. Okay, so one, she doesn't know the dude. So she doesn't know it's Peter. So as a viewer, you shouldn't feel happy for Peter. She thinks she's kissing some other dude. Two, she's cheating on Harry. And three, she doesn't know the dude. Again, that's nasty. And this is all to say thank you because he saved her once? You're telling me the homeless dude I gave money to yesterday should be trying to make out with me just because I gave him $1? And the worst part about this is that right before this, she was still flirting with Peter. So it seemed like she was gonna cheat regardless. Peter asked how her and Harry were doing. She said, why so interested? Like, and the most messed up part is there is not an ounce of remorse in her face. We don't get to see her reflecting on her actions. If anything, she's open about how much she loves Spider-Man. She was on the phone with Harry talking about,
he's just incredible. Like, so incredible. But anyways, I gotta go to bed.
Don't let the bed bugs.
like Harry did not catch a break. Next thing that happened is that he walked in on Peter pretty much risen up his girl. And again, I gotta backtrack. Mary Jane came talking to Peter, who she knows for sure at this point. If she doesn't know, she's just who she knows for sure likes her. She came to him to talk about how much she loves Spider-Man while still dating Harry. And look.
Oh my God. Those things happened in the movie and I did not even notice it. I mean, it just totally went over my head. That is micro cheating. That's why that is totally like, okay, I have to admit that women that do this are like geniuses because they do it in a way that you cannot totally call them out. They can always just backtrack and say like, oh, okay, well, he's just a friend or I'm just hanging out or something like that. But I know women that do things like this and it goes unnoticed. It's kind of like when a woman puts a meme of their relationship online on Facebook and you get like a lot of girls saying, you go girl, and you get simps going in being like, oh, well, if I was your man, I wouldn't be like that. I would treat you better. Dude, you don't know the whole story. And she's only telling part of it. Anyway, I'm sorry. I just had to say.
Look how happy she is to talk about this. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, I'm glad Goblin kidnapped her because she deserved at least a little bit of bad karma for this. I don't even know how she survived this whole situation. Her forearm strength must be insane. Look at that catch. Look at it. And then by the end of the first movie, when her and Harry are broken up, she decides the best place for her to confess her feelings to Peter is at Harry's dad's funeral. Wow. Standing ovation. We're off to an amazing start. So at the end of the first movie, after Mary Jane confessed her feelings to Peter, he pretty much told her, I gotta do my own thing since I'm Spider-Man, but you don't know that, so I just gotta do my own thing. So the first time we see her is at Peter's birthday party with her, Harry, and Peter, which is like probably so awkward. I don't think I'd be able to do it. And Mary Jane starts this movie off hot. I cannot hold you. This is the most toxic she's ever been. So first thing she does is go up to Peter and try forcing him to confess that he loves her. She was busting out all the stops, the face touch, the eye contact, and she almost got him too. She had my boy Peter saying, oh boy, yeah. MK Ultra levels of manipulation. But Peter held it down and didn't say a word. He didn't confess any feeling. And I know this got her tight. Look at her face. And right after, she does one of the most petty things I've ever seen in cinema history. She immediately walks away and says, by the way, I'm seeing somebody. And just sits there and waits for my boy Peter's reaction. Do you know how messed up that is? Like, let that happen to me. I might just.
I woke up Chris Breezy.
So in this movie, Mary Jane's an actress, so, you know, she has plays and stuff, and she really wanted Peter to go to hers. But, you know, Spider-Man stuff comes up, and Peter wasn't able to make it. And MJ, well, she took this to the heart, because next time she sees Peter, you know what happens? She agrees to get married to the dude, just to get back at Peter. You know how messed up this is to Peter and to the guy she's with? He's just an innocent bystander who's getting in the way. Like, she's just using the man. There's that scene where she tells him to lay a certain way so she could kiss him and pretend pretend like she's kissing Spider-Man, pretty much confirming that she's still thinking about Spider-Man and Peter while with this dude. Then later in the movie, she's telling Peter again, you love me, just say it, you love me. And when Peter tells her no, she's like, kiss me, go ahead, kiss me. Mind you, she's still engaged to the dude. The ring is literally right there. They show it in the shot. Then she gets kidnapped again, and after Peter comes to save her and he convinces Doc Ock that he's good again and all this stuff, the whole place starts collapsing on them, and Peter's holding it up by himself, the whole place, and she's under him, and she has the audacity to say, you do love me. Get out the way! And at the end of the movie, after they do all this lovey-dovey, confess love stuff, she does one of the most messed up things I've seen in my life. So at this point, we know the guy she's married to, Jameson, she doesn't love him. We know that. She's in love with Peter. So a normal person would call off the wedding and just get with Peter. But Mary Jane, since she's an actress and she wants to be in this fantasy world where she gets to be dramatic as hell and all this stuff, she waits to the day of their wedding and then just runs away to Peter, probably leaving the dude with years and years, and I'm talking years of emotional damage. Like, that man is DTB for life. He ain't trusting no one. And by the end of this movie, she confesses to Peter again, and she pretty much says they'll be together no matter what. Him being Spider-Man, him being Peter Parker, it doesn't matter. They're gonna get through it all together. And if you watch the third movie, you know that's cap.
It's true though. Damn.
From a cinematic standpoint and from the Mary Jane standpoint, this is probably the worst one. Still my favorite though. So at the beginning of this movie, Mary Jane's still an actress, but now she's like big, like Lizzo, fame-wise. And her and Peter are truly in love now. Like, nothing could go wrong. Peter was even ready to get engaged and everything. But then, you know, it's Mary Jane, so nothing could ever be normal in a relationship. She gets fired, which wasn't her fault, okay? That's normal. But normally people who get fired don't start to envy their partner, because that's exactly what Mary Jane does. She starts to get mad at Peter for being Spider-Man, when in the last movie, she literally just accepted that he was Spider-Man and there are things that come with being Spider-Man. So now she's jealous? But let me slow down. I'm not gonna act like Mary Jane is all bad, because Peter was tweaking in this movie. He really kissed Gwen Stacy in a crowd full of people, knowing his girlfriend is right there.
Yeah.
Like, he just said bye to her a second ago and he still kissed her in front of everyone. And
I think that was one of the big reasons why I did not like Spider-Man 3, because I have to admit, Peter was acting like trash. Now, some of it was the Venom symbiote thing, but he also was getting cocky. And I understood why she got a little jealous of him, because after she lost her job, he kind of dismissed it of like, hey, you should be confident like me, confident like Spider-Man, and just pick yourself up or something. And I don't think he was really there for her when she kind of needed him. So I understand now, unlike the creator here, I understood why she felt a little bit jealous. And then of course that kiss right there, I remember in the movie theater, I was like, no, what are you doing, man? And I guess the difference, like, both kisses was wrong because she was cheating on Harry, but in his case, not only did he cheat on her, but he embarrassed her. Even though nobody knew she was dating Spider-Man, but for her to see it and for him to do it like that, yeah, he was wrong for that.
thought he would apologize. I honestly did, but he just said, oh, that's just a girl from class. This man is the worst gaslighter on the planet. Mary Jane is still a L though, because when she was mad at Peter, she had the audacity to tell him that's our kiss, when she was doing the same thing in the last movie with her fiance. Mary Jane eventually actually forgives Peter, not being petty at all. She comes to him saying she wants to be there for him and she knows he made a mistake and she forgives him. And like I said, Peter was tweaking this movie. He literally hits her with a, okay, I don't need your help. And since Peter was being so rude to Mary Jane, she thought that the only way to get back at him was to go back to her old ways. So she cheats on him with Harry.
I woke up Chris Breezy.
I would say I didn't see this coming, but she cheats on someone in every single Spider-Man movie. She is literally 3 for 3. So then now Peter comes to apologize to her. This is so toxic. He starts saying he loves her and she's like, no, we can't be together. No, no, no.
There's someone else. I've fallen in love with someone else.
I woke up Chris.
But it turns out it was Harry who was behind it all and he just wanted to demoralize Peter. But she did actually cheat though. That was real. So now to get back at MJ, yo, this back and forth never stops. Peter takes Gwen Stacy to the bar where MJ works and just starts just starts dancing with her. Definitely the most cringe sequence in the movie. Gwen Stacy honestly deserves so much better in every single movie. If it's not her back getting broken or her best friend dying, it's this. And I know I made that Chris Breezy joke a second ago, but Peter actually slaps her. Eventually, again, Mary Jane gets kidnapped, and again, she saves herself. I'm telling y'all that forearm strength. And both of her exes team up to stop the villains. Harry dies though, so I guess she chose the right one. So the movie ends with Peter and MJ, I guess, forgiving each other or something. I don't know, it's pretty vague. They just kind of hold hands and smile at each other. And I could presume they lived happily ever after. As y'all can see though, the 2002 MJ is clearly the most toxic woman ever. But it's not just her, all Mary Janes are like this. There's the 1994 MJ. She was crazy, she literally jumped off a building so Peter could prove that he loved her. And then there was that one time she got sent to another dimension and she eventually came back, but it turned out that wasn't her, that was a water clone, which makes sense because the bitch wasn't crazy. The real MJ actually got remarried in the other dimension to a dude named Paul and forgot about Peter Parker. Then there's the new MJ, Zendaya, who I wasn't gonna mention at all, but as I was recording this video, the trailer for her new movie came out, and clearly she's the worst one of all. I really thought she was super innocent, but no, she was getting tag teamed in that trailer. Mary Jane being a thought has to be a canon event. My condolences go out to Tom Holland. As I said earlier though, MJ is the most toxic woman in the universe. My fellas watching this, try to avoid women like this, because even if you give them the world, the second they go to another dimension, they'll leave you for a guy named Paul. And moral of the story,
Oh boy, yes. That must be a canon event with Mary Jane Watson. Truthfully, I never really liked that character that much. I was more Gwen Stacy, but Gwen Stacy dies. I know that she got killed by Green Goblin when Spider-Man and the Green Goblin was fighting. The movie that way, it's kind of like how people would look at Forrest Gump and Jenny on there. Mary Jane and Jenny is like close, neck to neck. Anyway, look to see if your woman is doing any of those things right there, which is micro cheating. Okay. Now, if you are doing any of those things, I'm not talking about the Peter Parker thing, well, Spider-Man thing where he kissed the woman in front of thousands of people, but I'm talking about those things right there, which I believe both genders do this kind of stuff, but women are, because they know this game, they are more faster to pick it up, unless if they're in love with a player or Chad or Tyrone or something, and they kind of just deal with it until maybe they get married, get a couple kids, get tired, then get divorced, you know. And that's that's why I think the divorce laws came how it was, just because guys was getting over in the past. We are paying the sins of a few guys that really be getting off like that, whereas the regular guys do not. So anyway, that's it. Give me a like, give me a subscribe. Thank you very much and have a good day.
You break the rules. Look out! To become a hero. I do it, I become the enemy. It doesn't seem fair.